Hello and welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's reading. So I'm doing another yes or no, because it seems like y'all like those. I know personally I like those too. I will say I'm doing it a little bit differently today. Excuse my burp, that's not what's different. I'm always burping. So the way it's going to work for today, I'm going to have 5 piles to choose from as usual. I'm going to run through the options in like 2 seconds. But what I've done is the beginning of each pile, I have 3 tarot cards that are going to be like signifiers, right? So these are going to talk about kind of overarching issues, and you know, if your question falls into one of those 3 themes, you know, kind of like markers, signs, synchronicities, then this is definitely going to be the reading for you. Now, if it does not, you are still welcome to watch, right? I always say, like, lean on your own intuition, heed your own intuition and counsel above that of all others, including myself. So even if one of those doesn't really resonate, but you're like, God, I really feel like this is the reading for me, by all means, feel free to watch. This is just extra confirmation for those who feel like that is helpful for them. So yeah, that's kind of how we're going to do it today. Like I said, 5 piles to choose from. We have pile 1 with the crown chakra I know stone. Can you see that? I don't know what it is. These always remind me of shock darts. I don't know if you guys remember those candies, but they're like the exact color, and like, oh, that was my favorite thing as a kid. We have pile 2 with I do. This is the solar plexus chakra stone. We have pile 3 with I speak. This is the throat chakra stone. We have pile 4 with this cute little turtle. He needs a name, so if you have suggestions, shout him on out in the comments. Oh, he's so sweet. And then we have pile 5 with this heart chakra stone that says, I love. So, excuse me, oh, I'm so sorry. Take as much time as you need. Meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. Hold your question in your mind, in your heart, wherever you want to hold it, in your pocket. You know, you do you. When you have found the group that seems to best resonate with the energy of your question or with your energy, feel free to head down to the timestamps in the description box below for your yes or no answer. With that, I'm going to get started with group 1. Can see that? Yeah. Okay. Hi, group 1. Let's try to see if I pick up anything before. I don't know. Normally I like to pick up the stone, but here I'm like very specifically feeling like I shouldn't touch it. So there might be something where with I know, it's like intuitively, you already know to leave something alone. You already know it's like not to leave it alone, like walk away from it, but to like let it keep cooking. It's kind of that energy of like when you open the oven throughout the cooking time, it just like makes it longer. It's just like there's something where it's like, I know, okay, I know I need to leave it alone. So you might be dealing with some divine timing issues and like, or like needing patience. But that's kind of like the only thing I'm picking up in particular, because usually I pick up the stone, I like to like hold it while I'm kind of channeling energy for it. But this one I'm like, you can't see it, but I'm holding onto my chair like very clearly, like almost sitting on my hands, where I'm like, don't touch it, don't do it. So maybe there's something where like you know what you need to do, but you're having trouble with it, or like you're antsy about it. I just want to acknowledge that energy. Yeah, so like I said, we have 3 signifiers here to kind of be talking about what these yes or no could be covering. So any or all of these may apply to you. If they don't, you're welcome to keep watching. If you just feel very drawn to this, the answer, there might still be information in here for you. The answer may still apply. So do with this as you see fit. But for your 3 cards, we've got the Fool. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. This is a new deck for me, so I'm like, how glossy are you, girl? But we have the Fool. Yeah, exactly. He's almost sitting on his hands. That's so funny. The 2 of Wands, pardon me. There we go. And the 5 of Swords reversed. Okay. So, these could be... So all together, if you want to read them as a collective message, there's a new chapter starting. Intuitively, you already know this. You're feeling more and more called to this every day. Again, it's like, I know. And even her, look at her hands. She's got them like, making sure I'm seeing this correctly. She's got them like together up near her face. It's like like, and he's almost sitting on his hands. So there's something where maybe you know this new beginning is coming, but you're not able to take action yet. With the Five of Swords, this is creating some kind of like internal sort of mental chaos and conflict. But as far as like, and this also may involve travel. But this also is like as three different things, you know, for the Fool, you might be starting a new chapter. Like I said, traveling, I'm getting moving. There's something, you know, the ocean is below her here, and that's not usually depicted on the Fool. So there's something where like there's this like overwhelming intuitive pull to go do something, or there's like something where you're so emotionally invested in it. You know, with the crown chakra here, you know this is for you. This is a brand new start for you. This is a huge new beginning, like a totally new version of you. And it like you feel it intuitively. Excuse me, especially where she's got, I just noticed the black cat here. And in the traditional tarot, the black cat is only on the Queen of Wands. So you've manifested this for yourself and you know it's coming. You feel it. This is your magic 110% here. But it's not quite time to begin, but it's very, very close. And you're waiting for the sign, for that moment to take the leap. Now, for those of you who are drawn into the Two of Wands, it's a very similar energy, except for you have a little more clarity of where you're going, but you're not exactly sure how to make something happen. And very similar where it's like you are waiting for a sign, but intuitively you already know what direction you need to be going. But there's kind of this like waiting sort of energy, or planning things out, planning your next move. And for those of you who are resonating more with this Five of Swords reverse, this is something where I also think it's interesting they're all looking this way, by the way. This is something where you might be in conflict with other people and you're kind of just over it, and you're sort of trying to figure out like, what do I do in this situation? Do I hold on to this? Do I let go? There's something where it's, whether this is internal, like causing internal kind of turmoil, again, chaos, conflict, where you're like battling yourself, or your connections with other people are causing you to kind of go back and forth between battling them. It's like you have to be sure of yourself and battle them, or there's peace with them while you're battling yourself internally, and you're kind of just over it. You're like, you know what, fuck this, I want to be done with this. What do I do here? There's a need for resolution. So any or all of those situations may apply. If you resonate with those, then this is definitely for you. So we have your tarot card, that's the yes or no, and then we have a couple oracle cards to kind of get just more information. So your yes or no tarot card is the Empress. Hot. Okay. You could be a Taurus or a Libra or dealing with one, but this is a very big yes. This is a yes by staying in your power, though. So in terms of like whatever is coming next, this is saying you have the ability to manifest whatever you want. You have the power. You are in control. You have brought in this new beginning for yourself, and you also have the knowledge and the wherewithal and the resources to like make things happen the way that you want or need them to happen. Now, in the situation with the Five of Swords reverse, this is asking you, this is a yes to your question, but this is asking you to act and think from a place of your own power, right? So, you know, if somebody's being kind of a jackal toward you about something, you're like, I want to be done with this. Like, what do I do? Do I let this go? Do I hold on to this? This is just saying, remember your power. If you want to hold on to this person, hold on to them, but reject their chaos. And I know that's way easier said than done, but I'm getting that message very strongly. Reject their chaos. Their bullshit doesn't have to be your bullshit. This is just, and interesting, she's looking this way too. That's super fascinating. And so anything on the left side, especially the left side of the body, is related to our divine feminine energy. So this is really asking you to attract toward you what you want. Don't chase anything. Don't like, again, try not to like trouble yourself with other people's bullshit, and also to trust your intuition implicitly, because you are getting signs, you are being led at this time. So don't doubt the answers that are coming through for you. So you also have, the lace agate with the air element, card 23, that reduces to a 5, and adaptability. And unfinished symphony. So for some of you, we have a 10 here as well that reduces to, well, that's a 10/1. Excuse me. For some of you with this Fool, Two of Wands, and Empress, as well as the air element here, you have this idea. You might have a creative talent. You have something you'd like to monetize, something that you would like to pursue very seriously. Maybe build your skills enough, because you have the creative drive, you have the desire, but there might need to be, like I said, some skill building. We have the stairs here, so there's a certain level of like ascension. This may just mean gaining confidence in what you have to say, or what you have to create. And again, we have this endings and beginning energy here. So this is kind of the end of fighting yourself, the end of, you know, this also could be the end of dealing with people who are always trying to bring you down, people who are trying to impact your confidence, because you have a good instinct here, right? You know which way you need to go. Intuitively, intellectually, creatively, you know, because you're the damn empress. You've got your shit popping off. You know what to do here. So this is a yes to whatever you asked, with the kind of strong overtones here of being very confident in yourself, as well as being adaptable. You know, these are new beginnings, but both of these cards have a certain element of flexibility, right? If you're not sure how to proceed forward, just start trying things and the universe will kind of direct you. And that does lead to a little bit of bumping into walls here and there, but nobody ever succeeded without failing a bunch first. And that's okay. That's part of success. That's part of that process and that evolution. You know, the Fool always takes off and doesn't worry about what ifs, doesn't worry about consequences. The Fool is just ready to trust in themselves, trust the universe, trust their intuition, and just go for it, right? If there is passion, there is, you know, love for this thing, you have an idea, you've got a little bit of everything here. You have everything with the egg. You have everything to bring this idea to life. This is something that lives within you. This might be something left over from your past or from past lives that needs to be expressed. There is a calling here. So this is a yes to whatever you asked. And just remember your power throughout this process, and try to go with the flow as much as possible. Be in your receptive energy, because the universe is going to bring you everything and everyone you need to make this new chapter of your life happen. So I think that's just about everything I have for group one. I hope this was helpful. If you're looking for help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It's been an honor and a joy to have you here. I hope to read for you again in the future. And with that, I'm going to move on to group two. Bye, guys. Group two. Okay, this is so funny because with group one, I didn't want to pick up the stone for some reason. With yours, I want to pick it up almost like it's clay, and I know it's not, but I'm like, ooh, I want to touch it. I want to squish it up. So with this being the solar plexus chakra stone, and I feel like this is saying get into it. You might have this, I feel like you're getting the green light. You're getting the go ahead to just go play. I'm thinking about clay a lot right now. So we might have a lot of earth energy going on here, but this is to make something, to play around with something, to see how malleable something is. This is just playing, right? So I'm kind of picking that up first and foremost. So like I said, excuse me, like I said in the intro, these three tarot cards are really going to be your signifier cards where, oh gosh, words, hang on, it's going to come out. Oh yes, where any or all of the themes discussed in these cards may resonate with your situation, and that could be extra confirmation for you. Now, if none of these cards resonate with what you're asking about, that's okay. If you feel really drawn to this, really led to this, this can still be your answer, your message, but this is just kind of something to help be extra confirmation for someone out there. So yeah, let's get started. So for your signifiers, we have the Page of Swords reversed. It's interesting because I almost didn't take reversals for these, but I felt called to, so I'm gonna keep it. Put these over here. So the Page of Swords reversed. Oh, the Knight of Coins upright. We have butterflies and elephants in case those are important for you. And the Four of Cups reversed. Okay. So just in terms, court cards can always be people. They don't have to be, but they can be. So just because we have two, we have a younger air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then a more mature masculine energy. There we go, earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Excuse my burp. Like I said, we have butterflies, we have elephants in case those are significant for you. So with group one, I read them all as one theme and then them separately, just in case it's more helpful. So for some of you, you've been, if it, you know, as one entire theme. I like that we have one of 3 different elements, by the way. But as like a whole, you know, as a theme here, there's been something where you've been learning, you've been gathering information, you've been taking slow and steady steps forward, right? And I feel like now is the time where you're done learning, right? And with I do, this is like now it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to get in there with the imagery of like the clay that we were talking about earlier. Really like start experimenting, start making something, start grounding, right? This is the air element, so this is the mental realm, and the earth element is more of the physical realm. So to start grounding what you've learned, I feel like if you pick this group, you may have kind of been putting off taking these next steps. And this is really saying like you're ready to start taking action. It can be slow, you know, just step by step, that's okay. Excuse me. But you're being, I feel like too with the elephant, you're being carried forward by ancestral wisdom. You're being carried forward by very, very old wisdom, ancient wisdom, in what you're doing. And there's something like almost sacred about what you're doing, or what you're trying to make, how you're trying to move forward. And it's like you've learned enough now. And with the 4 of Cups reversed, I feel like this is saying you don't have to wait anymore, especially where she's like wrapped up to the nth degree here. This might be something where you've kind of been in this period of like, maybe not full on isolation, but you've been doing your thing. You've been learning, you've been withdrawn, you know, maybe been in a little bit of hermit mode. And this is kind of saying now is the time for you to move forward. And with it being the cups as well, this could be doing a lot of emotional learning and healing. So like, let's say you want to learn about your attachment style. Maybe you were doing a lot of learning, you were doing a lot of self-work, and now you're ready to take this next step, whether this is starting a new relationship or, you know, going after a project that you haven't like felt ready to go after. So this is kind of the overall theme with all 3 cards together. Now with the Page of Swords reversed, some of you are wondering whether or not to seek out a new learning opportunity. Normally with a Page of Swords, I would say, yep, go for it, have the confidence. But with this Page of Swords reversed, I'm kind of feeling like take time. This has this energy of take time, just because of the energy I was picking up with this stone. Take time before going after a new learning opportunity, because there might be something that's more suited to you. So like, let's say if you just graduated high school and you're like thinking about going to college, but you don't know where you want to go, what you want to do, you kind of want to take a gap year, but you don't know, take a gap year, right? Get out there, try different things. You know, this is kind of that energy of like, you have more time than you think, because I feel like in this situation, the Page of Swords is with all the butterflies like in a rush to transform their situation. And I feel like this is saying, don't worry about taking the time, right? Now it feels like a time to kind of like learn, like do hands-on learning, right? Learn by like trying things out, let things unfold at a slower pace. Now for some of you with the Knight of Pentacles here, you've been on a journey for a while to, again, with this elephant imagery here, to really like attain some type of wisdom or apply some type of wisdom. And I feel like now is going to be the time where you get to finally apply this. This could be where you've been in school for a long time and now you're graduating, you're getting ready to go out into your career field. This could be, you know, if you've been this like a relationship, this is one where you've been taking it really slow with this person. You really learned a lot about each other. There's a lot of, like I said, wisdom here. If this is career, you've been really working your way up. And now is the time for this next step. And I feel like this next step will be applying what it is that you have been learning and gathering in terms of wisdom. And for those of you who are kind of resonating more with this Four of Cups reversed, this is something where I feel you were denied an opportunity that you really wanted. And you may have kind of closed yourself off a little bit, where it's like, you know, kind of struggling to let people in. And I feel like now that is changing. Now that's kind of like, you might have this, you know, this is an emotional offer, right? So this could like be a new friend. This could be something that you really wanted that would just make you so happy. Because they're showing me the Nine of Cups and the Star. This could be something where, and look at, there's even like the clouds here, they kind of look like rain clouds. I feel like there's an offer that's either been made or very soon will be made, and you don't know whether or not to trust it, right? So somebody could be asking to start a relationship with you, to go on a date with you, to take things to the next level. A friend might be wanting to spend more time with you. You might be asked to take on more, like a more hands-on role with like a project that you love doing, and there's trepidation about whether or not you can trust this thing. And I feel that your concern, while valid, is not warranted here. It's not playing, like, it doesn't apply here. So that's just kind of what I'm getting. So I have the tarot card that's going to be your yes or no answer, and then a couple of oracle cards for additional messages and information. So for yes or no, we have temperance. Okay, this is a yes. Yep. And I love this. This so perfectly fits into all of the things we're talking about, because one of the biggest themes throughout all three cards is timing. So there is divine timing here. If you are thinking about going off to school or starting a new venture, but you're on the fence, take your time. You have time, right? The exact perfect opportunity is being created and manifested for you. It's just a matter of timing. So don't be afraid to try different things, to kind of, take some time to rest. This is also a card about healing. For some of you, especially with the Knight of Pentacles as well, you have taken your time, and as a result, the perfect opportunity is being either presented to you, or the next steps along this path are, and again, ones that I feel are a lot more involved and hands-on, are being gifted to you. For some of you, you've really put in the time with your, like, alchemizing your energy and really healing your energy, and that is paying off right now. And we also see this with this Four of Cups reverse kind of energy, where it's like you really put in the time with your healing, and there might still be a little bit of healing left to go, but this is why this opportunity is being presented. The thing with temperance is it's like the Two of Cups, right? It's mixing fire and water. It's blending them perfectly into and creating something that's like just like tailor-made for you. And the thing is, the universe wouldn't give it to you a second before you're ready, not a second sooner nor a second later. So if this opportunity is coming up now, it's because you're ready for it now. So yes, this is a yes. Yeah, okay, Lapis Lazuli, Third Eye Chakra, card 2, and Consciousness. I love this. And To the Sea. So this is card 7. This is really interesting because this is a card all about kind of going with the flow and letting things sort of unfold in their own timing. And we have this Third Eye Chakra, Consciousness kind of energy as well. So once again, this is very much the energy of, I don't know why I'm noticing 7 times 2 is 14, and that's the Temperance card. That's not really, I don't know why I thought about that. But I feel like you've had to, either you've been patient in a situation, or you're being asked to be patient. This feels like these two cards are like you've had to be patient. And the Page of Swords reverse is like asking you to be patient and trust the process. And again, reading them as a, a collective sort of grouping. This is really the hugest thing here is divine timing, right? Is being patient, waiting for the right opportunity, and knowing that when it comes your way, you are ready for it. You're at a level of consciousness where you're ready for it. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything I have. These are pretty succinct messages, pretty concise. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, excuse me, if you need help with your personal situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It has been an honor getting to read for you. I hope I get to again. I'm wishing you the best and brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to group 3. Bye, guys. Hi, group 3. Okay. I immediately wanted to start singing. Like, as soon as I picked this up, I was like, like just making sounds, singing ridiculously. So I feel like you guys, this has the energy of like stretching your legs, but for your throat chakra. I feel like this isn't like a blockage. Like I feel like you used to have a blockage and you're clearing that out. And now is a time to kind of, again, like stretch your legs. Like, like get out there, make music, enjoy music, sing. For some of you, you want to write and share poetry. Just get out there. This is like an artistic, like fluid expression of your throat chakra. There we go. So that's the first thing I'm getting. So as I mentioned in the intro, I have 3 tarot cards that are kind of like synchronistic or signifiers for this reading. Now you might resonate with any or all of these tarot cards, and that might be kind of like confirmation that this is for you. If you don't resonate with any of these, that's fine. You can still stay for this reading. The messages may still apply to you, or there might be some type of important information, but this is just extra confirmation for those who would like that. So you have, the 3 of Pentacles reversed, the Hermit, okay, and the 5 of Cups. You guys, are you okay? Okay, so I've been doing this thing where I've been reading them as one group and then as one cohesive sort of story and then separately. So you might resonate with all of them or only one of them, and that's okay. So for some of you, this is very, very clear as one concise message. There's something where you really wanted to form a partnership with somebody. This could just in general really be looking for your tribe, really be looking for, excuse my burp, like-minded folks, people who you really vibe with at a spiritual level with this Hermit energy. And I feel as if there's been a lot of sadness. There may have recently been a loss where it's like somebody has kind of like abandoned you, or somebody has really let you down is what I'm getting. And I feel like you were sort of forced into this Hermit energy. And for some of you, this is, like I said, just in general, like you've been looking for people you feel like you can resonate with, people who understand you, people who are on the same spiritual level with you. And I don't mean that to say like, some people are above others, but like they want the same things, right? This is the teamwork card. And this is like a spiritual partnership. So people who want to build the same things out of life, who want to live in alignment with the same values, people who you can just gel with. Like you don't have to constantly explain yourself all the time, right? So like if you were saying like, for example, I'm just making something up. Let's say with the Hermit here, like you felt called spiritually, you didn't want to like consume alcohol, right? It's like, you want people who you don't always have to explain yourself to, right? If you all go out for dinner and you don't decide, you decide not to drink, you don't want to have to always be explaining yourself. Like, if you're always faced with like, oh, why would you do that? I would never do that. Things like that. It's like, you don't want to have to always be defending yourself. That's a better term. Now, separately, the 3 of Pentacles reversed, this could be a work contract or partnership that's fallen through. In terms of relationships, this is somebody that's like your teammate. You felt like you could really make things work with them against a spiritual partnership. And this may have fallen apart or just never come to fruition. And I feel like this can be this feels like this is something that's already happened, right? It's already gone past. So it's like the question is, were we... like, if you're asking about like, is this person going to come back? This kind of be acknowledging that there has been this separation, there has been this breakdown, breakup. This is, in a work context, this is maybe something you really wanted to be a part of and it fell apart. You didn't get that promotion, you didn't get put on that team, and it's like really disappointing, really frustrating. Now with the Hermit, this in and of itself, we have Virgo energy, so you could be asking about a Virgo, you could be a Virgo. But this is really, I feel like if you're, the Hermit energy here, what I'm really getting is like asking if you're always going to kind of like be on your own, asking if it's time for like a solo quest. This is really about the relationship you have to your spiritual journey and to being by yourself. Not being alone, being by yourself, right? There's a big difference between being, spending time like alone versus spending time with yourself, right? Spend time by yourself versus with yourself, right? And I know it's a small distinction, but it's an important one. And so I feel like, if this is kind of where you're at and you're asking questions about, am I ever going to find soul tribe? Do I need to be on my own right now? Things like that, this could resonate for you. Excuse me. And with the 5 of Cups here, this is something where I feel like as opposed to the 3 of Pentacles reversed, this is where there's been a more recent loss. Like it might be happening right now or something that very recently happened, and you're kind of asking like, with the 2 cups standing behind, is there another option out there for me? Will I ever feel better about this? Was this meant to be? Things like that. This reading might be for you to answer that question. So whatever your question is, we have your tarot card, that's your answer, and then we have a couple oracle cards to kind of dig a little deeper. So you have, the King of Pentacles, okay. So this is a yes, first and foremost. This is really interesting because we have a lot of earth energy here. So if this is about work, anything that's fallen through, this is actually a blessing in disguise, right? The King of Pentacles has got his shit together in his material world. He's somebody that's very sure of himself. He's very secure. Excuse me. Because he's tried and true, right? He's dependable, consistent. He knows, like, he knows what he's good at. He will show up. He will only make promises he feels confident he can keep. He sticks to the plan. He will show up. He's a loyal motherfucker. So, like, if you're asking about work, this is something that it's a good thing that it fell through, because it's going to lead you to a better opportunity. If you're asking about people in your life, whatever has fallen away, I feel, and we'll look at your other oracle cards in a minute, whatever has fallen away is to make room for better people to come into your life, because court cards, you know, can be people in the tarot. So this could be talking about a masculine earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's coming through. But anytime essentially that you spend with yourself on your journey, is to help, not only help you be in this King of Pentacles where you do feel very secure in yourself, and thus you attract somebody who's of that similar frequency, but this is where somebody who's very loyal, very dependable, somebody who's not going to leave you in the lurch, whether this is a friend, a romantic relationship, a business partner, a boss, etc. Sorry, I just peeked at the camera to make sure we're still filming. It was 31:13 when I said that, so in case that's important. Because I love palindromes. But this is somebody who is going to, and it's funny because they both add up to 4, and 4 is a number of stability. Yeah, this is somebody who is going to mirror your stability. I feel like whoever has fallen away, they were temporary. They may have been karmic people on your path, karmic situations, but they were unstable. And I feel like they had a lesson to bring you, but they're ultimately not going to be like the spiritual partnership you're looking for. Again, whether it's business, as a friend, etc. And, you know, with the energy we were picking up with this stone initially, I do feel like this time by yourself, or with yourself, excuse me, this time with yourself is helping you to get very in touch with your truth and get very confident in your truth. So you feel very comfortable expressing that, and expressing that without fear, expressing that without bitterness or anger, because sometimes that can happen, right? When we feel we're forced to be alone, you know, she's crying here. When we feel we're forced to be alone, we can kind of start to feel like bitter feelings about that. And I feel like this is a time where you're getting, I'm hearing is this immense opportunity to figure out what is real to you, because something wasn't in alignment. That's why in either situation here, that's why these things didn't work. That's why you ultimately end up in hermit mode, because something wasn't in alignment. And this is giving you an opportunity to figure out what is true to you. So something that is solid, is stable, is reliable can come in for you, whether this is a new job, you know, a new colleague, a new boss, a new friend, a new collaborator. This is somebody that's going to be incredibly stable for you, where there isn't going to be the same like excessive loss. So you have, fluorite with card 15, so that reduces to a 6, and introspection. Yeah, exactly. Very hermity. This is a time of great introspection, especially with the fluorite, great healing as well. So this way you can kind of get clear on what you want. We have this 15 energy. It always makes me think of the devil card. And it's like having time to really sit and think about what hasn't worked, what's been toxic in the past, because you're attracting something better. You're also be very conscious about your throat chakra. Speak only when you want to speak, right? Speak only when you have things that you specifically want to say, especially if you feel like that pressure of speech where you feel pressure to talk a lot. And similarly, if you feel pressure to not say what's on your mind, speak when you feel compelled to, and speak words of kindness and stability to yourself and about your journey into the universe. Your throat chakra is very powerful right now, I feel like. So just keep that in mind. And poised, yes, 48, which reduces to a 12, which reduces to a 3. Yes, you are poised on a beautiful new beginning. So the answer to your question is a yes. It does look like there's some heaviness either in your recent past or going on right now, possibly in the like near future, but like very short-lived near future. But past that, there is something so much better. You are poised on a new type of experience. So use this time wisely to really get clear on what you want and speak your own happiness into being. because I do feel like you're wielding a lot of power, or you soon will be. Anything that has fallen away has been ultimately for your benefit, even if it doesn't feel like it. And there will be healing coming in about any loss, any sadness. So I hope this has been helpful for you, Group 3. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. I'm so happy I got the chance to read for you. I hope I get to again in the future. I'm wishing you the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to Group 4. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 4. Oh, he's so cute. I love that you guys picked the little turtle. I didn't realize this when I bought him, but like, look, his little shell pops open. And you're supposed to put your wishes in there. And then he carries them slowly but surely into your reality. I love him so much. He needs a name, but I love him. So yeah, I feel like there's something, I don't know why when I pop this open, I want to be like, surprise! I feel like there's something that is coming in for you that is like, it's been very slow moving, but it's going to be a really pleasant surprise. And like it's going to feel like a little party. I don't know why. Like somebody might be revealing something. This also could just be like a surprise from the universe where it's like, okay, this is never going to happen. And then boom, it happens. And with the green here, it makes you really happy, I feel like. So I like that. That's so nice. So as I explained in the intro, I have 3 tarot cards that are going to be kind of the signifiers. So these are going to be, excuse me, different situations you might be asking for. Now these might serve as confirmation for you. You could resonate with any or all of the energies that are going to be presented. But if you don't, you can still watch for this group. If you feel really drawn to it, the message is probably for you. Or there might be a message in here that is for you. So feel free, always use your own intuition in these circumstances. But I'm going to go through your signifiers first. So we have, the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. The 7 of Cups reversed. My goodness. And the 7 of Swords reversed. Okay. So I'm going to read them. I've been doing it where I read them all as one collective sort of message and then each individually. So as a collective message, this is pretty clear. I feel like you've been waiting for this emotional offer. This is what I'm talking about, where it's like, it feels like it's never going to happen. With the 7 of Cups, there might be this energy of like, they're never going to pick me. We're never going to move forward. You can't quite get a good read on somebody. I'm looking at the statue here and I'm like, look at that blank stare. Like, you can't read this person. I feel like the energy here is like, it's just never going to happen. I feel like if that's, there might be something with the 7 of Swords where you're waiting for a truth to come forward. Again, maybe it's like, hang on, I'm just looking at this closer. Maybe it's like, this lady looks like she's drunk. I would do that. I'd lean against a bunch of swords if I'm like, having a night out. But, and I feel like with a dove too, well, I don't know if it's a dove in this deck. It's usually a dove above the Ace of Cups. I can't quite tell from here. You're like waiting on some kind of answer to give you peace, right? You're waiting on somebody to like tell you how they feel. You're waiting on somebody to like fess up. With the 7 of Swords, this is kind of hidden, but it's kind of not. Like it's like, there's things that they haven't said and they kind of know that but you're still not talking about it. This might feel like there's like this impasse where, maybe somebody's admitted that they have a certain level of feelings for you and you've admitted that too, or like there's been this like prompting them to kind of, have a deeper discussion, and they're, like let's say you text them, you're like, hey, I want to talk about like what we are, and then they're like, okay, and they just never text back, or you're like, what's a good time to talk? They're like, oh, I'll let you know, and they just never get back to you. This feels like this is almost this energy of like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, like slightly frustrated, but it's almost funny. And this is because there is somebody here is getting clarity on how they feel. They know, but they don't really understand why, right? So it's like with the 7 of Cups reversed, they understand their feelings, but with the 7 of Swords reversed, they're still figuring out how to talk about them and how to tell you about them, because this is usually things that are hidden, things you're running away from. I feel like if you're dealing with somebody, they have a history of self-sabotage by like either taking what somebody's offered them and like dumping out the cups or rejecting someone's offer, or just like it feels like they're sitting on it. They're just like sitting on their feelings, which is silly because you already know. It's like funny and annoying. So if you're like slightly frustrated with this person, I get it. This person might be a very Knight of Pentacles type person with the turtle here. Now, as 3 different things, with the Ace of Cups here, this might be where you're wondering if it's time to tell somebody how you feel about them or if they have feelings for you. This could be where somebody's made you an offer and you don't know whether or not to accept it. Or if somebody has seemingly rejected your offer, you're trying to kind of get clarity. Maybe you're asking like, is this it? You know, what, like, did I do something wrong, etc. So you're seeking clarity on an emotional offer, whether one that you have given, are thinking about giving, or someone has given to you, or if you're waiting for that. With the 7 of Cups reverse, this is usually like a question about how somebody is feeling, if somebody's taking you as a serious option emotionally. This is if you have a lot of options in front of you, if you have made the right choice or the choice you're considering most strongly is the right choice, especially with these 2 paired together. So just trying to get clarity on everything in front of you and making sure you see things for what they really are. And with the 7 of Swords, again, very similar energy of trying to see things for what they are. This is very much this energy of like, am I seeing this correctly? Is this person telling the truth? Is this a trustworthy situation? Is my perception here correct? So there's very similar energies between all 3. And that's actually been a theme with all the groups today, where their signifiers are very interconnected. So you might be dealing with any or all of these situations. Again, you don't have to be in order for this reading to resonate. But I have your tarot card to give you your answer and then a couple oracle cards. So your answer is, okay. So you have the 2 of Pentacles. This is one of the few in the deck that is like not a distinct yes or no. Let's see what your oracle cards are. Ooh, okay. You have Moss Agate with the heart chakra and intention. We have card 4. And that's why the fates. Okay, we have card 17 that reduces to an 8. Okay. So this is something where, and we see this with the cups, there's a lot of emotion here. If this is asking about another person, they also feel a lot of emotion. You guys are aligned in the heart space. You guys have similar intentions, but there does feel like there's an element of like divine timing here or something that has to occur. You have a soul contract you're playing out with this person. But like we were talking about with the turtle, I do feel like this is positive. Like you might kind of be like all done with this situation and be like, it's never going to happen. They're never going to say it. And this person's like, haha, surprise. It's really funny to me for some reason. I'm going to pull you guys an extra tarot card. Because this is a maybe. This can be like a yes if there is balance, yes if something happens. This feels like yes if. And if it like predicated on a condition. So I'm kind of curious, what is that condition that this is a yes for? Because it feels like it could, there's other stuff at play here. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm going to say is whatever you asked about, this is a yes and a positive one. If this, whatever this, I want to, hang on. Let me just pull a card real quick. Because this is some issue of fate that needs to be resolved or needs to be dealt with. Yeah, 10 of Wands at the bottom because it's causing a lot of stress and strife. Yeah, the Emperor. All right, Aries energy showing up here. I'm like, I don't know why I feel like this is my pile. I actually don't pick piles until after I film the reading because I don't want to influence it with my own life circumstances. So what I'm feeling here is that this is a yes if there can be equal give and take. Somebody here, and I feel this is likely another person involved, is trying to control things too much, especially their emotions, but they can't. So because they can't fully control their emotions, and this is a lesson they're learning right now, right? Is to kind of go with the flow with the fates here, with all the stars, to trust that the universe is bringing something good to them. They might struggle to express their emotions. They might struggle to trust their emotions. So it takes them a long time to open up like we saw with the turtle. And this may have cost them relationships in the past. I'm getting that for sure. And there's they know this. They know they have a problem with this. This person's even their body language is like holding themselves close, right? They know. And even too, this person's like interwoven between the swords. It's like this person knows that they keep themselves kind of like hidden, right? If the swords are our truth, it's like different parts of them, it's like they're shrouded in some type of illusion. And they're not lies, but they just don't give you the full story about who they are. They're very private and controlled with their emotions. So this person knows that they have to deal with this. This person understands, if you've been making them an offer, excuse my burp, that what you're offering is very beautiful. They have a lot of feelings about you. And like I said, you guys are aligned in the heart space. You want the same thing, especially with this Two of Pentacles. The issue is if you can overcome these issues and equally contribute to the relationship. And I feel the holdup is on this person's end. I feel like your person is aware of this. They are trying very hard to work through this. So this kind of has this energy of like, this is a yes if there is patience involved on your part, which I feel like you've already had to be very patient, but like a bit more, like it's like a little bit longer. And if this person can get over their fears, which I think is very, very difficult for them. Because both of you, I feel, have been through a lot with this Nine of Wands. But I almost feel like your person kind of came out a little bit more like you bounced back a little bit better than your person did emotionally. And I feel like they are very afraid of overwhelming emotions. They are very afraid of losing control. And what the universe is trying to teach them is that there are still, like, it is safe to have your feelings. It is safe to experience love. Your person, they're trying to help your person heal and enter into this new experience, this new frequency. So it's like predicated on them, and I feel like they are moving toward that. So predicated on them continuing that process, and there's a lot of divine support helping this connection. Predicated on them continuing that process and making those breakthroughs, and you being able to be patient and be in your power, you know, especially like to not compensate for their withholding by overgiving, to nurture yourself and tend to yourself, to keep being very emotionally honest. This can be a positive, yes, but just keep that in mind. I don't like anybody to like stay stuck. I always say do what you feel like you need to do. I do want to pull you guys an advice card just because I don't want to leave this totally hanging here. I mean, it's not totally hanging, but I feel like I should pull you an advice card. This feels difficult. But this can be a very positive yes. So trust your intuition in this regard. Ooh, okay. Let me see. So we have, yeah, look at the Seven of Cups again and the Strength reverse. I would say we have Leo energy showing up. So Leo and Aries, lots of fire. I would say, with this being the advice, just when you feel like, this is kind of this energy of like, tap out when this is too much, right? Seven of Cups is having a lot of options, having a lot of emotions, being confused by all of this. Here it's reversed and here it's upright. So there may be times where your person really knows how they feel and they're just trying to like get the courage to act on it or figure out what to do about it or how to talk about it. And there may be times where your person then goes back and forth and they're very confused and you're, you know, like the Seven of Cups, I feel like can be a really exhausting energy because it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. There is real, true, genuine emotion here. But when it gets to the level where you're always drained, tap out at that point, whether that's, you know, moving on or putting up a boundary or just withdrawing your energy and putting it back on yourself, which I know we all love that phrase. I feel you, I'm with you. But like, you know, doing things that really tend to yourself. This doesn't have to be a no, but even look at the Strength, this version, she's got all the arrows like in her back, right? So this is saying like, don't overextend yourself to the point where you're killing yourself over this relationship, because this will only succeed if this person does their spiritual work, if this person pitches in equally at an emotional and spiritual level and they give equally, and it's not a reflection on you. If they don't, they're working through their own wounds. So I would say, you know, make the decision that's best in your circumstance, but if there's a point where this is draining you and disempowering to you, tap out and set out boundaries, whatever that looks like for you personally, so you feel good in your own skin, living your own life. I hope that has helped. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. I'm so glad I got the chance to read for you today. I hope I get to again in the future. I'm wishing you the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to group 5. Take care, guys. Bye. Hi, group 5. Okay. So I immediately wanted to like pick this up and be like, so this is the heart chakra stone with I love. There's something where I feel like you're just like loving this. I almost like have this like, you know when so it's really hot where I am, and I'm not gonna lie, my hands are sweatier than I want them to be, and I'm like, oh, how nice would it be if I just had them under cold water right now? Like it's like, oh, cascading over your skin. So there's something where I feel like or it's almost like when you stick your hands into a texture you really like, you're just like, like you're a cat and you're making biscuits. There's something where I feel like you want to kind of like dive in to something that you love, and really immerse yourself in it. And I feel like this is a go for it energy, but we'll see what comes out. So as I described with the intro, and as I said to the other groups, I have 3 tarot cards here to be kind of like synchronistic or like signifiers for what you're asking about. Now you might resonate with any or all of these cards. I'm going to read them as a collective, like, 3 card kind of energy, and then individually. You do not have to resonate with any of these. If like you're feeling really drawn to this and you're like, oh shoot, that's not, neither of those are my situation, that's okay. You can still stay for the message. You can still, stick around and see if anything resonates. You're always welcome to pick another pile as well, but trust your own intuition above the counsel of all others, including myself. So if you feel called to be in this group's for you. So anyway, we have, the 3 of Cups reversed. Okay. The King of Swords. Nice, I actually like to see that here. And the Tower reversed. Yep, okay, that's so interesting. So first of all, we have masculine air energy here. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That could be you or someone you're dealing with. That's so funny. So as a collective energy, first of all, when I pull the 3 of Cups and it's reversed, right? This is usually a card of friendship and celebration, but it's reversed. And I'm like, I feel like this is a good thing though. I feel like this is the energy of like, maybe you've cut out some and kind of pruned your friend group recently, or like just like made some changes in how you're socializing or who you're socializing with, but they're very positive changes. And I say that because we have one person who's pretty much naked as a jumper right here, and like we have 2 people who are fully clothed, and these people are like toasting their cups and being all kinds of crazy, and this person's just chilling with their cup. I feel like you've been kind of going in a different direction, and then thus making different changes, like different choices in your social circle or how you socialize, but this has been very positive. So I'm glad to see these 2 cards coming out next, because again, with the King of Swords, this is like getting very clear on your intentions. We have the butterflies here, so there's this transformation, getting very clear on your intentions, on your truth, and with the Tower, making these big changes of your own volition. Again, more butterflies here. Because with the Tower card, when it's upright, this is like something's built up on an unstable foundation. We need to make a change because it's not sustainable, but we're just delaying it, or maybe we're not really seeing the signs from the universe correctly. And when it's upright, this is like the universe being like, all right, you knew this was unsustainable, so I'm going to come in and do something about it, because you won't. When it's reversed, this to me, especially paired with the King of Swords, kind of suggests, especially because he's looking at it, kind of suggests this is like, okay, you know what I was doing wasn't working for me. I wasn't, maybe having enough time for what I really loved. I wasn't being my authentic self. I liked how we were spending time together, but maybe it's like, if you go out drinking with your friends, you're like, I was spending too much money, or like it was starting to wear on me physically. So there's a change that needed to be made, even if it's just putting up boundaries with people, or like saying like, yeah, I can go out, but I want to do something different than we normally do, or whatever it may be. There were changes that had to be made, and you've been making them of your own volition. So I do feel like this is already off to a very positive start, a very empowered start. Now, as like 3 separate energies, again, with the 3 of Cups reversed, this can really talk about feeling alone sometimes, and with one person being mostly naked, nakedness always implies vulnerability. I feel like this is like the more you've been stepping into your authentic self, really loving what you love, and kind of not really engaging in what's not for you, this has kind of maybe made you feel a little bit separate than like from the people you used to want to spend time with. And I feel like that is an okay thing to have happen, right? That's a natural part of life. I feel like you're kind of like, maybe you've been sort of on the fence about like, is this okay? Like, I feel like sometimes you feel good about sticking up for yourself and for what you want, and other times you're like, oh, everyone's out having fun without me. Am I making a mistake? Am I just like isolating or self-alienating? And I don't feel like that's what's going on here, but this is just like a normal period of transition for you. So you could have questions about that, questions about, if you've been thinking about kind of moving away from certain friends, certain activities, this could kind of answer those questions. With the King of Swords here, excuse my burp, this is something where you know what you want. I was like his little hand on his hip. I'm like, you get it, buddy. You know what you want. You're ready to make the changes, or you've already made them. And like, pardon me, but you're not fucking around. And I like it. I'm here for it 110%. You could be asking about, like I said, a King of Swords, asking, if this is a friend, asking questions about your friendship. If this is somebody that you're interested in, asking if anything is going to change soon. If you're friends with this person, you want to be more, asking if love is going to blossom, asking if you should speak your mind to somebody. The King of Swords is a great communicator. He's also very intelligent. He's the man with the plan. So if this is anything about, should I say something? Should I put this out there for people? Should I make this content? Should I, you have an idea in mind. You have a plan in mind. I think it's for something that you love. And this is like very much the energy of, should I go ahead with it? Should I charge forward with this? Now with the Tower reverse, this is a question of making a major change. It's something where I think something needs to change, but you might not be sure if this is the change you need to make, or for some of you it's timing, right? Because we also have poppies here, and poppies are synonymous with death. So it's like a timing thing of like, is this the time for this to shift and change? Like, especially if you were really attached to whatever this was. It's like, do I let this go even if I love it? Do I need to keep just like going back to the drawing board? So there's a lot of questions here about like, do I make this change? Did I make the right decision? Should I keep this person in my life? Should I not? Should I say this thing? Should I go ahead with this plan? This is all about sort of like next steps. So I have a tarot card to be your yes or no answer. And then I have a couple of oracle cards for more information. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So the Seven of Pentacles, this is one of those cards where this is when you've like planted the seeds, right? You've planted all the seeds and you're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, right? Like waiting to see if your efforts are going to bear fruit. So when it's reversed, this suggests that they won't, and it's better to cut your losses and do something different. But upright, this is a yes, but it's going to take more time, or things will take time. So if you have a decision you want to make, or like a plan you want to go ahead with, a change you want to make, this would be like, yes, but just keep in mind when you do, the full like fruits of your labor and your efforts might not fully like bear fruit immediately. Especially with I love coming up, this has got to be something that you do from a place of love, whether this is a love for self, a love for an idea, for a plan, a love for a long-term goal. This is very much like keep your eyes on the prize here. And if you don't see immediate returns or things don't immediately improve, that's okay, because this feels like something where you're going to have to invest like long-term into this. And I actually want to pull a couple extra tarot cards just because I'm curious. Yeah, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yep. And the Knight of Cups. Exactly. This is exactly what we were just talking about. I love it. And the High Priestess reversed at the bottom. This is something that you feel guided to do. I love that these are the clarifiers because this is exactly what we were just talking about. Putting in the work, the long-term effort, step by step, day by day, because you love this thing with the Knight of Cups. This is masculine water energy, so this could be dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That could be you. This is saying this will take time. This will take effort. This will take labor. But what you want is very attainable. It's doable, right? And the King of Swords is very take charge in that way. But it has to be motivated by a love for this thing, this job. This is very heavy, like career kind of energy. So you're not going to see it like materialize in your external reality immediately, but if you have the love for it, you are propelled for it, you can make these large scale changes, right? You're able to make this leap, and I feel like it will be a very fruitful endeavor in the long term. So you have, intuition. We just had that with the High Priestess reverse. Aquamarine, water element, card 8 with intuition. And building blocks, holy shit, you guys, this is like so synchronistic. This is card 28 that reduces to a 10/1. Yep, exactly what we were talking about. This is like Pentacles and Cups kind of energy all day. Yep. Intuition with the High Priestess reversed to the bottom of the deck showing up earlier, and this King of Swords. You already know. This is, aquamarine is usually associated with Pisces because it's the birthstone for March. So March might be an important time for you. Could be an important time for somebody that you love. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind here. But this is very much like you feel intuitively drawn to make these changes. And the thing with the Tower, again, is like when it's reversed, we are getting those intuitive hints and we are making the changes in our own timing on our own terms, right? And this to me kind of feels like don't ignore it. Like don't think that you're wrong just because it's going to take effort or time, or because you might not see, like if you have friends you don't really resonate with anymore, making changes to your social circle, you might not find like a new bestie for some time, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to find somebody with, again, the vulnerability. You're going to find somebody who is in alignment with you, right? If this is something about like a business that you really want to create or content that you want to make, this is saying it's going to take time with building blocks. You're going to have to do it one piece at a time, and we see this with the 8 of Pentacles. But if you feel intuitively led to it and you have love for this thing, that's going to be the thing that carries you through everything else. Again, with the image in the beginning of like immersing your hands, that's going to be the thing where it's like you're going to want to, like, hands are always about what you do, what you make. You're going to want to immerse yourself in this because there is love, because it is refreshing, because it is, it calls to you emotionally, intuitively. And with the 10/1 showing up here, there is the ending of an old cycle to make room for a new beginning, but there is going to be a little bit of a gap in between when that begins and when you see evidence of your labor, like the fruits of your labor start to kind of blossom for you. So this is a yes. Like I said, going to take perseverance and time, but there's something really, really beautiful for you on the other side of this. So trust your intuition, trust that calling, trust the love that you have in your heart and soul for what you want to do. But yeah, this looks actually really positive. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. I am wishing you the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope I get the chance to read for you again in the future. Take care, love bugs. Bye.